This is episode 6 of the Pinball Post. We got another great show. Well, a show anyway. This is the third consecutive week that we've done it as a continuous weekly show. We got lots to talk about this week, so we're going to jump right into it. Boy, I tell you, it's been a crazy week once again. Shalada Love, welcome here. We're going to get started today with a little bit of talk about the Flipper Friends, like we always do. Kind of go through the tables real quick and let everybody get in. Not a ton to talk about that this week, and we'll get into that too. But let's get into it right away. Leon, the Beanie, Leon, Papa Brad, everybody's coming on in. Really awesome to see everybody here. So let's get started. We're going to go real quickly into the Flipper Friends games for the week. Let's go right over to them. All right, we're going to start off with what's going to be a Samurai's Vengeance, which came out last week. This game is very brutal, but it's a game, and it's there. So if you're enjoying this one, I tell you what, man, it's very tough. It's a very hard game. Very tough to get a kickback and keep rolling with it, but it is a fun game, so keep at it. It's a very beautiful game, but very difficult. So next up, we have Big Shot. This was the follow-up to Hot Shot, the single-player version of the game from a couple years earlier. This one's actually pretty fun. I have a lot of nostalgia for this one. So, but anyway, yeah, Hot Shot and Big Shot, for this matter, is a really fun game, actually. So keep at it. You can score some pretty big points on it. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but you'll get to it. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite games, and I'm joking, naturally. It is Homeworld from the Gearbox pack. Not a very good pack at all, but here we are. Homeworld is a game. I'm still currently on the back glass, despite absolutely loathing this game. But it does have its ups and downs. It can be very interesting, but the physics are very difficult on this one. So anyway, keep at it. It's a tough game for sure, but it can be played. That's for sure. Next up, we have Supersonic Deluxe. That was the recent update, or the release this week. This game, I think, has got a much better reception than I expected it to. I'm very happy for it. I did a review on this one and love the game. I think everybody has come to really appreciate it a lot more than they did, or than I thought they would, to be honest. Especially with right after Firefighter Wildlands, this was one I thought would kind of literally fly under the radar, ironically, pun intended. But it actually has done quite well going head-to-head with the Williams Volume Pack 9, so very interesting to see. And then Tropical. So Tropical was another game that has not came out this week. This game came out a long time ago, but really enjoyed this game. It's been quite fun, I gotta say. I've really enjoyed this one. Some big scores on this, believe it or not. People get 2.3 million on this game is insane. If you're getting, I think the top score right now is 1.7 million, but really fun game. I've actually had quite a bit of fun learning this one. It's a very simplistic game, to be honest, but it's really, really good. So let's see. I'm gonna go to pictures real quick, make sure that I didn't miss any. So on the HD side, we're going to jump over to a little bit of conversation about that, because that has been kind of a disaster this week. HD considerations, if you are not familiar with what's going on, let's talk about it. So let's go over to the Pinball Post website here, or not a website, but whatever. So if you have an HD system and you only play on an HD system, there's a good chance you've seen this screen. And it's really unfortunate. This right here is keeping everybody from submitting scores to the at-game servers for Flipper Friends this week. And it has been an absolute disaster, quite frankly. So, is there a fix for this? We have not heard. We've not heard from At Games. We expect that there's probably going to be a component update at some point, or an update of some sort. I think this might just be a simple server fix on that game side, but whatever they did with the firmware update has caused all kinds of havoc. HD owners, we talked about it last week, had all kinds of issues. Most of the people on the 4K side have been out of the woods, minus the people who have had solenoid issues. If you had your solenoids on before the update, there's a good chance they're locked on right now. And a lot of people I've been seeing in different Discords across the way have bought new systems that have the solenoids on by default and they can't turn them off. It's been really, really difficult. So man, I tell you what, I feel for you guys that only have the HD system, and I would venture to say that that's probably the bulk of the AtGames customer fan base right now. I still don't think they've crossed over from being an HD to a fully 4KP group by any stretch. There's a lot of people who still play HD games, so I don't know, man. It's really interesting to see, and I tell you what, there's going to be something's got to change really quickly here. Let's go over to the PhilPal and actually I'll show it live instead of doing the picture that I took. We're going to jump over to the HD side. We'll start sharing again. So this is the HD tournament right now, currently live. There are 3 games currently, just 3, that have scores submitted for them. So Ryan Gong, welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah, it's been such a pain. Dude, if you're only HD, and I don't know if you are or not, Gong, but these are the games that I did play them on Saturday, but very briefly. I didn't spend a lot of time on Flipper Friends, and I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on them. But Big Shot, Supersonic, Operation Wolf, Green Eggs and Ham, and Supersonic Deluxe. Only 3 of these games have scores on them. 2 for Big Shot. There's a big competition there between Cricket and Always Browsing. And on Supersonic, the same 2 people have been able to submit scores. Green Eggs and Ham, only 1 person has been able to submit a score, and it's a reasonably good score. 146 million on Green Eggs and Ham is a pretty decent score. But this is the overall rankings on the HD side right now. It has absolutely been a dumpster fire. Really interesting to see. It's sad, quite frankly, and I'd really like to see some type of solution or acknowledgement from them. As we switch over to the 4K side, here are the tables that we talked about just briefly, and the overall rankings. I'm going to zoom this up so everybody can see it. Chalada Love, thank you for letting me know it was tough to read last week, but this is the top 10 currently. Here, we'll actually expand this out a little bit and see if we can't get a few more people in here. So that's the top 15 right there. There's Papa Brad. Make sure that he's shown. So I have played all 5. I didn't think I played particularly well or often, but for some reason I got good points. So here we are. So that is what it is for the time being. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I would hope that there's going to be some type of update coming for it. It's been bad. For 4K owners, I know some people have asked me in the comments of my videos, is it safe to update? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. For me and most of us, I think we've gotten through okay. There's been some issues. Solenoids has been the biggest issue that I've seen on the 4K side that's been a lingering issue, unless, of course, you're behind on your payments with the affordable financing. So it's been what it is. So I tell you what, let's jump into some better news. So just last Monday, it said it's liberating its Ben Steam. Yeah, sure has, man. All right, so this here, jump back and we're gonna do it again. Let's do it. So this has been talked about a lot by a lot of different people, but I'm gonna bring it up again. Here we are with the Ninja Turtles, the Legends Pinball HDP. This is a 1080p system, so it'd be an HD system, but that has the same chip as the 4KP. It is capable of having a SSF kit, but is not installed by default. You would have to install it after the fact. This has apparently showed up in FCC's filings for Sam's Club. So there's a good chance that this will show up in Sam's Club, hopefully in the next few months. There's been talk from Chaotic BPR and a couple others that this artwork is probably not final. But there's a good chance of that not being final, that they just needed something to be able to provide for it. So welcome Dennis B to the stream. So yeah, Ninja Turtles being a thing is super exciting for me. I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan, growing up in that era certainly. It has basically everything that you would think of from the 4KP side. This is basically the owner's manual for it. And if you want to look at any of this, you can definitely pause or check it out. There's nothing really here, and you've probably already seen it before anyway at this point. But there's some good stuff here. Let's see. I wanted to show a blow up of the actual game, and I'm not seeing it. There it is. So right here is the blow up of Ninja Turtle game. It is not perfectly clear. I apologize for that. Blowing up on a 4K monitor, and this thing, it does appear to have a underneath playfield, so you have an additional playfield under here. I would assume that this is in the sewers. That would be kind of cool. You see Shredder on the back on the playfield here a couple different times. It looks like there's quite a few. It looks like there's a Raphael lane, a Donatello lane. I'm sorry, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. And then you have, looks like some different stuff with April O'Neil over here with some spot targets and stuff. So a very cool table. Magic Pixel, I don't know. It's hard to trust them right now. After kind of what happened with Killer Instinct and Battletoads, I think we're all a little bit apprehensive of that. But some of the newer tables have been really fantastic. Firefire Wildlands has been really, really good. Supersonic Deluxe has been well received. Gamer Fridge, welcome to the stream, buddy. So, yeah, I think there's some things to look up for that. It'll be interesting to see. I really like to... if you're interested in getting one of these, I'm curious. If you already have a 4KP, you certainly don't need this, but would you be considered to buy one just to have it? It's a 1080p display. The big thing about this is it's capable of playing the Zen titles. So I think really what they're looking for is something that has the price point of probably around $1,000. And it would be capable of selling more Zen packs to the public. So that is something that I think all of us could get behind and get really excited about. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. So the content creator calendar that I've created, here it is. So this here is what's going on this week. This, obviously, you're already here for the pinball post, so I really appreciate that. We've got 16 people in the chat, which is awesome to see. The Wizard Room is tomorrow night. They are going to be going through the Williams Volume Pack 9 with the game. There's going to be 4 people on the stream, but you can participate in a lot of different ways. You can play your game, post a score, or you can even be on. If you go over to the Wizard Room's Discord, I've actually put links to all these different creators in the description for this video. If you want to go check out Chalada Love, you want to check out Chaotic BPR's Yo Retro Room, Papa Brad, I have him in there as Papa Brad's Gaming and his Retro Legends. I've also got Tomato Grass's Wizard Room in there. I've also got Billy Woods Mods, who does some really good content as far as the comparisons, so we're going to talk a little bit about him. I definitely wanted to call him out. I utilize his stuff a lot for research materials, and it's just been awesome. So this is the everything that's going to be happening this week. The big thing is we have a big mystery on Wednesday. We have no idea what this Zen release is going to be. I'm going to go out on a limb. I said it in my Discord. I'm thinking that this is going to be the charity pack. What the charity pack is Excalibur and Epic Quest. So I'm hoping that's a thing. We will see. Excalibur is one of my favorite Zen originals. I cannot imagine this is going to be a single pack, but it could be. If it's a triple pack, that would be amazing. But I think it's pretty likely that maybe they're just going to do these more minor releases that will be kind of these double packs here and there. I would love to see Whirlwind. We're still missing Safecracker from one of the last packs that came out. We're missing Whitewater would be right along there too. So we'll see which one we get. I think we're all excited to see it. Who knows? We're going to have it. So Charlotta Loves on Tuesday. He does his Flipper Friends playthrough on Tuesdays. It usually runs about 2 to 3 hours. You can start watching it at lunch and just go as much as you want. He does a really great job of doing that. I will be doing a stream on Wednesday to cover the Zen release, whatever it is. So we'll see. Then Chalada Love again does a VPX stream on Thursdays at noon again, so you can watch some VPX. Hopefully the table manager has been updated so that we have the launcher available for VPX. That was a problem for me yesterday. I wanted to show off a couple of games in VPX and couldn't do it. So And then Thursday night, we will have an episode of Yo Retro with Chaotic BPR and Half a Dozen Six. They're going to be going over the news and release, again, whatever it is. And then Friday, we have Magic Castle Deluxe. This game's been out on Steam for a while now, and it actually plays really well. I played it again in VR today, and I actually posted a video on it as well to kind of show a preview of it. I put it on the 4KP and played it with a controller just so that I have it available to be able to film properly. And then, of course, Friday night you have Papa Brad's Gaming and the Retro Legends show. You can post to his leaderboards, and we're going to talk a lot about leaderboards too. We need alternatives for leaderboards since Flipper Friends is kind of doing its thing. And then, of course, my Saturday stream this week was probably the funnest stream that I have ever been a part of. Homeworld 2, boy, I hope not Dennis B. Don't start with me, man. Everybody knows I have a thing against Homeworld. What a crappy game, but I'm good at it. But getting back to my Saturday stream, I had a fantastic time. I think we played almost 3 hours. I did do Flipper Friends tables, but just briefly. I whipped right through them, and we went on to some remakes. We went on to some fun stuff. We had a great time. So if you haven't checked out that stream, I definitely recommend it. We had a lot of fun. So that is the content creator calendar for this week. So Magic Castle. So this is Magic Castle. This is the one coming out on Friday. This is going to be, it looks a lot like a Dungeons and Dragons type of game. Very, very cool. Retrotrex is the homeworld champion. Oh, geez. Well, technically I'm 5th on the back glass, so that doesn't mean it's my game. But anyway, you guys, you'd want to play me up on that. So Magic Castle comes out this Friday. This one's I'm really excited for. I did do a video on this if you want to see more of it. It's really, really cool. So, fun table. It is a little different for sure. Whoops, sorry about that. I switched over and did not do what I wanted to do. All right. Next up, we did a review on Williams Pack Volume 9. You've seen a lot of different reviews. Billy Woods Mods did an amazing comparison of some of these tables against some of the Pinball FX tables, as well as, well, really it's just Pinball FX at this point. It came out for VR as well. I have it on VR and I have it on the 4KP. They play identical from one to the other. So I haven't noticed any crazy lag. I haven't noticed anything really different, except you'll notice in this screenshot this thumbnail that I took on the right hand side here, you'll notice, look right here, there is a glaring hole on the back glass on the At Games version only that is missing Gorby and Lola. So what is interesting about this is I thought this was a Zen Studios thing. If you actually go to the 4K, or you go to the VR, or you go to your consoles right now, and you look at the back glass of this table, you will notice that Gorby and Lola are in fact on the back glass. However, what's interesting, and I'll show it here, I'm going to jump over to the horizontal review for this table. Check out this table on At Games. What is interesting about that? Lola and Gorby are not there. Very strange. At Games themselves is censoring Lola and Gorby, but only on the back glass. Clearly they're on the playfield. So it's very strange to have it not be on the back glass, but be on the playfield with the sound effects, the whole bit. I don't know what's going on there. It's a little strange to have censoring at all. Dark Death Rider, welcome to the stream, buddy. Good to have you here. And you've been playing in the VR, Gamer Fridge. I have too, man. And they're great games. They play a little slow. Pinball and Taxi do play a little slow. The ball's pretty heavy. But they've been pretty good games, I will say. But what do you guys think of this? Is it weird that there's At Games is censoring it? It's really strange to me. So, anyway, I will say it's been just something I looked back and forth, and even At Games has not done anything with the back glass integration. On VR, you'll actually see the jackpot going up, and you actually see the scoring for the jackpot on the back glass, or on what's on the back of the table. And you also get the Joyride awards are on the back glass. You do not see that on At Games either. it just pauses for a little bit, and then you get the reward on games. So no back glass integration yet. I guess that does not bode very well for Bonsai Run, for Circus Voltaire, which has a very basic back glass integration. But at the very least, stretch out the cab. Yeah, it's very strange when you look at the back glass. They literally just cropped it out and then just kind of squished it down and called it a day. It's a very strange crop. They look like they zoomed in because they kind of crop off the bottom of the jackpot of the table up in here. So very strange. It is what it is, man. But yeah, At Games is actually censoring things, and we've seen it before. If you guys remember, Totan, Tales from Arabian Nights, we did see it on where they took out the hookah and actually put in a fruit basket. So it is a thing. I'm not sure why they're doing it, but it is a thing. So, all right. Next up, we talked about that. Next one is this. So, we have Supersonic Deluxe Review and Tutorial. This was another great game that came out this week. I think, like I said, we mentioned briefly when we were talking about the Flipper Friends, I think this game has been very well received, quite frankly. I will say there's some very odd stuff about this game, too. You'll notice on the left-hand side here, the Supersonic, I mentioned in my review, that this plane is missing a wing, which is very strange for the... Dr. Torque, welcome to the stream, buddy. It's missing a wing, so the AI is not being looked at or verified when they're uploading and creating this stuff. So it's a little weird to have naming such as jet flies on these tables. You have air for the instead of Mach 10 or something that would have made sense for the in rails or something like that. Very strange, man. If they put stockings on a pirate, they'll do anything. It's true, Dr. Torque. I mean, they did do that on Black Rose. So, and that was it. Again, I don't think that's risque at all. And just for whatever reason, they did it. And that's... You know, it's very strange. But anyway, censorship, I don't feel like should be a thing in pinball machines, but for the historian in us all, I think that could have been done without that, but it is what it is, man. So, anyway, there's some interesting stuff happening in this community for sure. All right, firmware we talked about. So next up, yeah, here, actually, I kept a picture of this just to show you. This is what the back glass should look like for At Games, but it does not. You can see there, this is actually the Marilyn Monroe edition, so you have a blonde with the red dress. It's actually Lola in our edition, who has the brown hair, but it basically looks exactly the same. Gorbachev is unchanged. He's just holding a suitcase, and she's got her bags here. Nothing crazy about that. I don't think there's anything scandalous by any stretch, so... If they aren't keeping the original back glass, it would be nice to throw the poor quality original Zachariah back glasses to something in a higher resolution. You know, that's got to happen. A lot of those have been updated. I'm curious to see what they're going to do about that. Mart from the Zachariah Pinball Discord has mentioned that if they are going to update those for the At Games 4KP, it's going to have to come from At Games, which I would imagine would require some money to do so. Because those tables have largely been already been sold, but there's not a better way possible to sell more games than to refresh them and make them look better. They updated some music of some games, so at any rate, very interesting to see. All right, next up, let's talk a little bit about alternatives to the Flipper Friend tournament. Gregory, I have not seen him in the chat yet. I'm sure he'll probably show up later. He did last time. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Calling All Ballers. They do a really cool tournament. And actually, this guy, I've gotta throw some good love his way. He actually got me into this hobby in a large way, because when I had my HD system, all the 4KP came out. I couldn't afford it. I was looking for tournaments, and I found Calling All Ballers on Facebook. This is a Facebook group, Calling All Ballers. He was doing this tournament where you could submit your scores, via iScored, and you could get these things Now this tournament has gone full circle. They give away prizes and they give away trophies. It is very, very cool. So and they only do 2 pinball tables and 1 arcade table. So if you're looking for something to really dive into that's a little different, it's not Flipper Friends. And a lot of these games are really good games. I mean, if you look down the list here, you got Moonflight Deluxe, you got Xeno Warrior Princess, Curse of the Mummy is a great game. That one could be done on console or VR. It doesn't matter what versions of these you're using. So there's some really good tables here. This is the first one, and then there is the second one. So this is weeks 7 through 12. So this is going to go really through the end of November. So a lot of great games here. I think anybody who's looking forward to competing again on a different level, this is another option for you guys to compete, do some tournament games, and really enjoy it. And I'll also say, with this, you also have to consider Papa Brad's still doing his Retro Legends tournaments on Friday nights. So that's an iScored as well. Definitely come out. He's got a couple of games that we do every week, and then he's got an arcade game as well. So he's kind of following the same structure as Calling All Ballers and Gregory. So that's another option. Arcade Talk, Tim McCluskey actually does a tournament on Pinball FX. So if you have a console or you want to play that way, there's always a code available for that. I need to get his information into the description of this, but I'll definitely do that after the show. So there's a lot of options, I guess is what I'm getting at for tournament play. I know Lub's Club does one. Pinball FX themselves does one. And I am working on the beta for Zachariah Pinball as well on Steam. And I will tell you this, tournaments are coming to Zachariah Pinball as well. So be excited. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but there's a lot of good stuff coming to Zachariah Pinball as well. So be on the lookout. Really exciting stuff coming down the pipes. So really going to see what's out there. Really cool to see. So, oh man. So, with that, we have hit the threshold of 20 users. So what I was going to do, I was going to hold this close to the chest, but we are actually over 20 in the chat. So I'm going to do a giveaway. So I had another person come out to me this week and say, hey, you have a great channel, you have a great show, let's do another giveaway. So let's do it. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in winning a $25 gift card to @Games. I will write your name in my book, and then we will do a drawing for that. Last week, Way Too Fast for You won, so he's no longer eligible for this week. But I would assume he probably picked up both packs. He probably bought the Zen 3-pack as well as Supersonic Deluxe. And maybe even bought it on the HD system too. Who knows? So definitely put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in that. Dark Death Rider, we got to get you in there. But man, oh man, it's been fun, dude. We have Leon. That's a 2. That doesn't count, man. Oh, brother, you guys. I'll put you in anyway, Leon. I see ya. A lot of love. Oh, all these good guys in here. So, I'm not gonna do this all the time, but this is really cool that people this community just continues to support each other, get everybody going, and it's been really good to see. So, these games are going to get, if you're buying these games every week, it's going to get pretty expensive too. So that's been a thing for sure. Gamer Fridge, I didn't see your name in the drawing here, but if you're willing or able or want to, definitely throw a 1 in the chat for that. Mad Ben, I got you. Chalada Love, I got you. Dennis B, I got you. And Dark Death Rider, appears you won Retro Legends last Friday, so that's awesome. Congratulations to you. That was really cool. This community's been crazy, man. We've had, between everything that's gone on this week, everybody is still really loving this community. Chad H, you were here last week. Thanks again for being here. Hopefully you guys appreciate this show. It's something that I put a lot of time into to research and make sure that I'm not missing anything. I do a lot of conversations in my Discord that gets talked about. I have contributors that helped with my reviews this week. Pinball Wizard Dennis B, and I called out all you guys in the chat as well. Leon, I know you helped with that as well. It's all good stuff. Really exciting to see. So anyway, with everything that's happening, we're definitely looking for some acknowledgement from Matt Games at this point to try to get HD users back up and running. It does make me wonder if it's going to be something that takes a little longer, or if what's really weird about it, though, I gotta say, is that the fact that they're running an HD tournament this week, knowing they have to know, they've had to have many tickets come through that have said, hey, I can't get into my games, I cannot upload scores. It's got to be something that they're seeing, and the fact that they haven't acknowledged it really on their Facebook is really interesting. I thought for today, I was going through their Facebook, and I actually thought that I seen that the HD tournament had disappeared. But for whatever reason, if you go online on the app on the internet, it's totally not there. But if I go on my phone, it's still there. So it's very strange. I know that's something that is really strange to me. But alrighty, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people again this week. We got Dark Death Rider, Dr. Torque, Dennis B, Leon, Chalala Love, Mad Ben Han, Gong, and Chad H. Anybody else? You got about 2 minutes to put in a number 1 in the chat, and we will get you in for this $25 gift card giveaway. So I will give that away in just a short minute. But man, I don't know what to say about this anymore. You got to wonder whether or not something's going to be done. The Beamy, I got you, man. Last minute edition. Hopefully you win. That'll be really cool. What they're gonna do about this, man? It's got to be fixed. I still have to believe that the HD is the bulk of their paying customers right now. I still believe that. I don't believe that the 4K has sold near as well as they anticipated. The HDP that they're going to create, the Ninja Turtles edition that we showed, you have to assume that one's going to be... I've heard rumors. Some people have said, I know Cornercade had said maybe it'd be about $900, $899. Others have said it might be about $1099, so $1,100. Is that appealing? I think so. Man, if I had that option, I might have done that. 1080p would have been fine for me. Most of the Zen tables have been between 1260 and 1440p for the most part. Really, if I play on my micro, a lot of the HD games, they all look fantastic. So I don't know what you're really missing there. So, all right, looks we got 10 people. So I'll get a random number here. All right. Random number is 7. So, Gong, you are the winner. $25 gift card. So I will get in touch with you. I think you are already in my Discord, but if not, we'll definitely be in touch. So congratulations to Gong. Ryan, you won $25, and by the looks of things, you will be able to... if it's not under $1,000, it will not sell. That is a good possibility, Gamer Fridge. It needs to be about that price. I think $1,200, $1,100, $1,200 is probably too much. People are going to jump to the 4KP at that point. So definitely congratulations to Gong. Yes, you are the winner, believe it or not, man. So hopefully this week you can get. Hopefully there'll be a 3-pack that you can. Remember, you have to spend all of it at once. They do not carry over. So if you have to wait an extra week, hopefully you don't have to. But hopefully it'll be a big enough pack. Maybe it'll be, hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be Indiana Jones. It'll be $15. It'll be a single pack. Or it's a $15 pack. Maybe it is the charity pack that I'm saying. It's still $15. You can get that. You can still get Magic Castle on Friday and still spend a very good portion of that $25. So awesome. Congrats to you for that. That is the show that I have tonight. I don't have anything else as far as topics to go over. This show is not locked into being an hour every week, so I'm not going to waste your guys' time. if there's not topics to talk about. I know we've talked about, I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on what the game will be on Wednesday and whether or not you have played Magic Castle. I know, Papa Brad, you have played it. What are your thoughts on it? Would you rate it? My initial rating right now for Magic Castle would probably be about a 7.5 if I had to choose right now. The upper playfield is super small and it's really set in the back, which is really, really cool. In fact, I'm going to pop this up real quick and just show you guys the playfield and what you guys think of it. I won't play the video, I'll just show the picture of it. I think it's a really cool table. There's a lot to be shown here. Silence this sucker out. And then let's bring it up. Bang. Let's pause it right there. Alright, so here is the table for Magic Castle. If you've not seen it, it's a very cool table. I like it. Probably an 8 or 9. That's good to hear, man. You got it, dude. So this is Magic Castle, and like I said, there's some really cool elements here. If you'll notice down here, hopefully you guys can see my cursor. I think you can. Down here you have a dragon just above the flippers. He actually moves around a little bit. You'll see kind of him blinking, and he'll kind of sway his head a little bit. So there's some stuff going on in there. And then this upper left-hand corner, you have a full-on dragon, which looks fantastic in VR. Anytime you have kind of a straight-on shot, the gate here where it says Faith actually gets broken by some shots up this left orbit, and then when it goes through, this dragon will actually swallow the ball and it will be spit out at the top for this playfield up here, which kind of resembles a guitar to me for some reason. But there's actually 3 different mini games that happen up here. There's Sword, Shield, and I think the other one, I'm trying to remember what it says. Sword, Shield, and I don't remember what the last one is. I apologize. Actually, there's 4 up there. There's 3, and then you kind of get kicked out, and you go back up there and do it again. And that's how you start locking balls. This creature right in the middle here, underneath the bumpers, he will grab the ball right off the rail and then lock it. So that's how you start your multi-ball. It's very, very metal. Yes, it is, Papa Brad. It's a really cool game. But that dragon eats the ball. It looks fantastic. I think most of you will really like this table. It's got a really good vibe to it. It's got this cool vulture off to the right. The only things that I'm really worried about with some of these 4KP transitions, or ports if you will, is that a lot of them lose animations. I noticed I played Supersonic Deluxe today, and I gotta say, when you look at Supersonic Deluxe, we're going to jump back over to this real quick. So in Supersonic Deluxe, you notice where these fan blades are, these turbines on the upper playfield and the bumpers here. All of those are animated in the 4K or in the VR version. So in Steam, those are all rotating around all the time, and it just adds some liveliness to the table. It's really, really cool. So that stuff's missing. I'm really curious to see if that comes to the 4KP in terms of Magic Castle. So that'll be interesting to see. But this table is really, really cool. I'd love to speculate which the next one is. I assume it's going to be Tropical Deluxe. It's probably the next one on the list. But Star God Deluxe is actually the next one in line if you look at the original calendar from back in the day. So we'll see what happens there. But man, oh man, it's missing air lanes. You're right, Chad. That's a good point. This one actually says pit and saw, which makes a little more sense. It says cage at the top for the rollovers. So there's some stuff going on there. Gate, they have different gates that are going on. There's a spot underneath the dragon here. There's 3 little spot targets where you hit to actually do the multipliers. So there's some stuff going on there. But this table looks really, really good. I think that yes, it has an upper playfield. It only has 4 flippers, so it's not near as much fun as Tropical Deluxe with 10 flippers. But hey, you know, they do what they can. They try to add as many flippers as possible to make it as flipper fun as possible. We had all kinds of fun talking about that on Saturday with the number of flippers. And there's a little, if you didn't watch my Flipper Friends
video on Friday or Saturday, definitely check it out. I actually put a comment in the comments. Flipper fun. It's a pretty good little exchange where we're talking about more flippers equals more fun. Looks great. So this one, like I said, and Papa Brad, you put it in the chat too. D&D. It's a good comparison. It really does feel like a D&D type of game. I think it's kind of an orc with the dragons, and it just has a great vibe to it. The music's great. In fact, maybe you can hear it. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear it loud enough. Probably not. Nah, you really can't. So I apologize for that. But the music's really, really good. There's some good stuff going on here. But definitely check it out. This one's going to be $8 on the 4KP, and it's going to be $6 on the HD. Now, again, we can buy games on the HD right now, but you can't upload the scores. So for all of you that bought Supersonic Deluxe this week, you're not able to upload those scores, and that is a serious bummer. Here you can actually see the dragon's head kind of slide around in there. And I did. There's the dragon up in the upper left. Now he's available. He's going to swallow the ball when I shoot it up there. Or I'll lose the ball. So it is what it is. But this is a really cool game. I think you guys will really like it. It's going to be... Most of these games that have been coming out as of recently from Magic Pixel have really done a really nice job of keeping things lively. I still think the rule sets are pretty rudimentary. They're not too crazy, unfortunately. This one is kind of the same vein. You're not going to get... Look at this save. Did I get it? No. I can't remember if I got it or not. But it's still the same type of rules. You know, you're gonna hit rollovers 3 times. You're gonna hit bumpers 5 times. You're gonna go up a ramp 4 times. Those types of rule sets really need to go away. I think they need to do more of the moving shots. Utilize your playfield a little more than they've been doing. So. Even when we played on Saturday, we went back to some of the remakes, and I gotta say, even some of those had some really cool moving shots, and some really stuff going on. The circus one is terrible. Yes. No, you're talking about Clown. Clown Deluxe, Papa Brad, is the one you're talking about. Clown Deluxe is absolutely terrible. The theming is very weird. That's one I probably will not buy. It has this cutesy little clown in the middle of the table, and then it has like this demon clown on the back glass. Very strange. I don't know what to say about that, but it is what it is, man. Ray Delatorre, welcome to the stream. You're a little bit late for the gift card, but I appreciate you stopping in, man. Really good stuff. I tell you what, man, it's been interesting. Really excited for this game to come out. Obviously, I was a huge fan of Supersonic Deluxe. If you haven't seen my review, definitely check it out. I give it a really good score. I really like that table. There's a lot of different ways to score on that table. It really adds a lot of fun. Although the port is not necessarily great, you have a really tough time getting into modes, which is not the case on Steam. So, does it get a patch? Probably not. So, can't wait to play Hurricane. Ray, do you have insider information? That would be good to see. Hurricane would be a good one. You throw like a wet rag. So, it's one of the best lines from that game. So, yeah. Any other speculation on what the Zen release will be? I haven't seen a lot of your guys' thoughts. Maybe it's Hurricane, but that would probably be part of a 3-pack, would it not? Unless they do separate ones that they've done before. We have seen that, so it's not like it's out of the question. They have certainly done that. I don't know, man. It's really interesting to see. We still haven't got Safe Cracker. That was one that I mentioned. Circus Voltaire, man, I would love Circus Voltaire, but I don't know. I don't know, man. It's probably going to be a Zen original. That was my thought too, Ray. In fact, I mentioned I think it's going to be the charity pack. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say it's the charity pack, which is Excalibur and Epic Quest. So if I'm right, it would be amazing. So we'll see. Paranormal, it's an okay one. People who like Paranormal really love Paranormal. I'm really surprised about that Dark Death Rider. If you probably really like that one. That has a lot of back glass integration too, doesn't it? Doesn't it have like the maze on the back? So that would not really work well in the 4KP. So there's a lot of good Williams tables. Yep, there's a lot out there that we've all got credit to get. You do like that pack. We still have Star Wars out there. They've announced Star Wars. It's just a matter of when. Could they really shock us? I would be be shocked if they did that. I would think if they were going to announce it though, it would be announced for all of them. It would be a new Star Wars game, and that's not the case. So maybe it is a Star Wars. That would be fantastic. Do they go back to the original calendar? Do they go back to the original calendar and start to say, okay, well, now let's go back and do... Let me see if I can find a picture for this real quick. I know I have it. So yeah, look here. If you go back to this, if you go back to this original calendar, what are the first couple of things we see on here? Empire Strikes Back, The Clone Wars, and Boba Fett. Would that be an amazing pack to come out? This was supposed to come out in February. So if it comes out now in August, I thought they would wait till the fall to start with the Star Wars packs. Technically, we're still in the summer, but man, it would be awesome to see those come. And there's a lot of games there. If we're looking at what has not come out, Safecracker's the first one on the list of Williams tables on the left-hand side that we have not seen. Everything else has been released except for the Star Wars stuff on the left. On the right, we've only got the Tomb Raider pack, and everything else is completely wide open. So, and we did just get the Volume Pack 9, which was announced and released. So, yeah, I know this is an old calendar. It's absolutely garbage, but so none of these dates matter. Just know that this was stuff that was originally announced. So, yeah, thanks, Laura. Don't you dare, Papa Brad. It is Lara Croft, not Laura. You guys drive me nuts with that. So, I love it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Pile it on. I get it. So this, like I said, this was the original calendar for that. So who knows, man? And if we go to the Magic Pixel releases, we could say, okay, well, we've got Move Flight, we've got Shooting the Rapids, we got Future World, we got Soccer Kings, we got one of the At Games originals, which was Firefighters Wildlands. We just got Supersonic Deluxe. We're getting Magic Castle Deluxe, and really, it's only another week or so late. So we're getting back on track here. Do we start to see At Games Original Legends Pinball Table 2? That could be coming maybe in the next couple weeks. Star God Deluxe is right there. We'll see. We've already seen on Steam what Mexico 86 and Granada look like. We have not... Oh, we did see Time Machine. That just came out. So all of these we have seen in some capacity or another. It's just a matter of when they drop in the 4KP. So, yes, I know the dates are completely garbage on here, so don't take any of that. Take all that with a grain of salt. But man, oh man, there's a lot of tables coming to the 4KP still this year. And a lot of games coming to the HD too, even if you can't upload them to Flipper Friends. So, anyway, man, hopefully that gets fixed up. I know I'm way past. I said that I was pretty much done with content, but here we are chatting, and I'm totally fine with it. So, Star Wars is going to sound so good on the sound effects kit. You are not wrong, man. When we get that Star Wars theme going, the Imperial March on like Darth Vader, oh my goodness, and the pew 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 of the lasers and stuff like that, it's just going to be fantastic. The sound effects in it of itself is going to be fantastic. Also, the spatial audio, having the lasers from one side of the table fly to the other side of the table, stuff like that is going to be absolutely incredible to hear. So, Magic Pixel is killing it as far as delivering tables as long as you like the way they play. Yes, and I think they've learned a lot early on that their tables were too crowded, too busy. You started to notice in the bottom half of their play fields they're giving you a lot more space, and that bouncy physics they haven't changed the physics, mind you, but the bouncy physics seem to be much more manageable when you have kind of an open bottom third of the play field. It's made it a lot easier to check it out and to play those games. Supersonic Deluxe is wide open until those ramps come down. That makes it a very nice and easy playable table. We've had some really good tables as of late. You know, Firefighter Wildlands was a perfect example of one that it doesn't do exactly what you'd think it would, but it plays really, really well. If we switch over to that, I mean, this table was very well received. It's wide open on the bottom half. It's really easy to access the multi-ball on the left-hand side. You could start it within the first couple of shots of the game. It's absolutely amazing. So Star Wars will be out in the fall when the Disney Show Plus starts up, is my guess. Yep, Mad Ben, you're probably right. My guess was initially in the fall as well. So it would be really good to see that happen. Whenever they do it, it's going to be an absolute boon for their sales. I think those games are going to sell like crazy. My thought originally, way back, is that when they do start releasing Star Wars tables, there will be a Star Wars skin. So I believe there's going to be a Star Wars skin, whether it be Empire Strikes Back or something like that. Maybe a universal theme would be really good. I'd love to, if it was a Mandalorian theme. That would be really hard not for me to get if it was a Mandalorian theme. I'm a huge Mandalorian fan, so that would be one that I would consider myself. And I have the Attack from Mars, which I really love, but I tell you what, that would maybe get me to do another one. The other thing they could do, we already know there's another skin coming now. So originally, if I had said this a couple weeks ago with a new skin for a new table, I think we'd all go, they ain't going to release a darn thing. But think about it. If it's going to be an HDP, now that's a cheaper cabinet. They could put Star Wars on that sucker, release it with some Star Wars games, maybe a pack of 3, 4, maybe 3, right? Holy crap. Now we're talking. Now you're cooking with gas. You can sell some cabinets right there where you got some Star Wars skins on it, some Star Wars tables. Ninja Turtles is going to sell. Let's be honest. You put that thing in a Sam's Club, people are going to buy that thing. We will see, man. Marvel, we know, has not been announced, but it's a good one to bring up, Papa Brad, because you got to figure that they're going to have to do it at some point. I think that's still going to be next year. That's going to be 2026. There's plenty of tables. As long as this partnership continues to go well, and At Games doesn't continue to screw up Flipper Friends, they got to get this firmware right. Apparently, this firmware, according to Chaotic BPR, was supposed to come out in February. I think I mentioned this last week, so I don't want to get too into the weeds with it, but apparently it was supposed to be out in February, and they were worried about it busting things. So now it's out, it's busted some things. But the floodgates are open. They're releasing games again. So maybe this means good things going forward. Did you ever get those LED speaker grills? I'm not going to get them, Ray. That's not for me. I like what I got. I can't customize it too much. Chaotic BPR did it. So you guys need to get into VPX and Future Pinball. I am on the VPX standalone. I'm starting to dabble with VPX on my PC. I've got a pretty good PC. I run VR with it with no problem. I got a 3070 Ti. It's a Strix 1612, I think it is. I don't know. It's pretty good. 32 RAM. It's a reasonably good system. I do all my streaming on it. I do VR on it with an X Arcade, which I did some videos on. I want to do some more streaming for that too, but yeah. Zen has so many tables still to port to At Games. They really do. And there's some really good ones too. Some really good exclusives too. If you talk about Princess Bride, you talk about Goat Simulator. There's some ones like that. We haven't, Pacific Rim would be one that hasn't really sold. The at-home board game one that has Gloomhaven, Terraforming Mars, and Exploding Kittens. All three of those, I don't think those sold particularly well, but that had to have been a license that they paid for. That one I still think will come to At Games. Hasn't been announced, but that could come. That could be one that they just, shadow drop whenever, and I think people would buy it. I particularly like Terraforming Mars. It's a pretty tough game, but it's fun. Gloomhaven is a Thomas Crofts game, which I love Thomas Crofts stuff. I have no interest in Gloomhaven itself, but hey, it is what it is. I have everything on Steam right now. I'm pretty close with you there, Papa Brad. I'm missing a few. Way too fast for you. Welcome back, man. Did you use your gift card? So, sorry you missed up. That's okay. Not a big deal. You can watch it on a replay. But I want to see, did you use your gift card? What did you buy with it? Did you buy the Williams pack? Did you buy Supersonic Deluxe? I'd love to hear that. I was trying to get a hold of you earlier in the week, but I couldn't get a hold of you. So good stuff, man. If they release something every week, I'll be very satisfied. Me too, Ray. I'm hoping that the floodgates are open. We're locked in for the rest of this month. We're getting lots of games. it's back to school here in a couple weeks for us in Michigan. I don't know where you guys are at with school coming up with the kids, but man, oh man, I really think that they're going to continue to drop these things. I would think they're going to release a couple every week. Or I'm sorry, not every week. Every couple weeks, I think they're going to drop a package of Zen and of Magic Pixel. So it'll be really interesting to see. Holding out for more tables. Okay, that's cool. Way too fast for you. Just don't wait too long. I think you have... no, I guess the gift card lasts forever, I guess. You're not locked in. It's not like a gift card you get from at games via the Flipper Friends tournament, so you're not locked in for that or anything. So you should have plenty of time. July really hurt. Yeah, it did. It did. We had seemingly nothing to play, which I know is ridiculous. Let's see. We are up to... let me see here. All games. We have 239 games on this thing. We have nothing to play. Oh, Ray. Isn't that ridiculous? I hope At Games watched your video articles and makes the changes they need to make things better. Me too, Dark Death Rider. I went off on that rant. I mentioned that last week, but yeah, I know, man. And it's funny because there's 239 games natively on the 4KP currently, and I have 139 games on VPX standalone. So, and I still have nothing to play. I want stuff to play. So, let's get some of those Star Wars tables over here. That would be fantastic. Lots of Williams tables to come. I know you guys are huge proponents of the Williams tables. I am too. But I actually love a lot of these Zen originals too. I would love to see a lot of those come over. Some of the older ones, Son of Zeus would be a really fun one. Has a really cool wizard mode on that. After your rant on the Gottlieb tables is on my off my favorite list. Yeah. All right, guys. So that is the show for this week. I think we're almost pushing an hour. Look, we really are, man. I don't know how we ever get to an hour, but we somehow do it. So pretty awesome. Great conversations this week. If you want more conversations about any of this stuff, join me in the Discord. I will contact you. We can get through you through Mox's Discord, gaming Discord there. I'm in Arcades Anonymous. Just find me. Let me know that you want to be a part of it. It's grown like crazy. It's absolute gangbusters. I think it was 20 people just more than a couple weeks ago. It's up to 55 users or members in my Discord right now. We talk about this stuff all the time. This is maybe the one show and one Discord that is exclusive to digital pinball. I might be wrong on that, but there is some other ones, but they talk more about VPX and digital pinball on the virtual side and stuff. So as far as the 4KP, the At Games HD ecosystem, I think this is one of the few shows and Discords that actually is pretty exclusive to that stuff. So really good to see. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming. Again, thank you for the attendance, man. We've had almost 20 people in this chat the entire time. That was my threshold tonight. That I felt like if we hit 20, I would be happy to give away the gift card. You guys have been killing it. I'm on the run to 400 subscribers at this point, which is absolutely blowing my mind, considering where I came from with a tripod and a cell phone. So, thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoy the content. I hope I'm doing what you want to see. If there's anything you want me to change about the format or the information or even the day, if Sunday is too late and you're missing out on stuff that we're talking about on Monday, obviously they like to drop stuff on Monday, Tuesday. So maybe it needs to be a different night, but please let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. And we'll see you guys next time. It's been a really good show. Enjoy doing this. And as always, remember, you only need one ball for greatness. Keep lunging.